Hello, I'm Valdemar, and today I'm doing an introduction video on the Century Preamp from Ghost Note Audio. So, what is the Century Preamp all about? Well, this is the unit right here. It's part of our Transistor Legacy series of preamp pedals, which includes 7 high-gain preamps from popular solid-state amplifiers of the 80s and 90s. This is based on an old Peavey practice amp called the Peavey Decade, which is, by all accounts, terrible. It's just terrible. So why would anyone want this? Well, 2 reasons. First, it turns out that the circuit itself is actually pretty interesting. It has a unique mixture between being a full-on fuzz sound and a traditional crunch tone. It's thicker and beefier than an actual fuzz, but still has that edgy character to it that you'll find in a lot of fuzz pedals. Remember, this thing came out in like 1982, and the qualities that we look for in amps today, we hadn't really defined them back then. It's just weird sounding, and that's something that makes it really fun. Secondly, in a recent interview with producer Mark Ronson, Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age announced to the world that this little practice amp was the secret sauce that makes Queens of the Stone Age sound just the way they do. Overnight, vintage amp snobs across the world went temporarily insane and started forking out hundreds of dollars, even thousands of dollars for 40-year-old practice amps that only a couple of weeks before they probably wouldn't even have pissed on it if it caught fire. Well, I got too curious and decided to design a new pedal based on the circuit from the original amp, threw in a couple of improvements, and the result turned out pretty amazing. Like I said, it's pretty different from anything else I own. I probably have 50 different amps and pedals that all sound like slightly tweaked versions of a Marshall Plexi or a 50 on 50, but nothing sounds like this. We did our best to make an accurate recreation of the original circuit. It runs at the same voltage as the original amp, something that other pedal builders have not always done. The voltage has a pretty drastic effect on the sound, so it's a pretty big oversight if you're trying to recreate the original. Of course, if it sounds good, it is good, so I'm certainly not disparaging other builders who've decided to go with this decision, don't get me wrong. It's packaged into the same pedal format as all the other Transistor Legacy pedals, and it runs on a 9-volt power supply. The preamp is a 2-channel design. The original amp had 2 input jacks, and you had to physically switch the cable between them to change channels. They were labeled normal and saturation, which we'll call low gain and high gain for legal reasons. It's got a fairly responsive 3-band EQ. The low gain channel is fairly tame and takes an overdrive pedal really well. The high gain channel is where things start to get weird. It does in fact have a very saturated sound, but not in the way you'd normally expect, as there's a lot of low end blocking distortion and it goes slightly haywire if you try and boost it. We've made one addition to the circuit and added a boost switch, which pushes the gain up just before the signal hits the last set of clipping diodes. It makes the pedal more aggressive and slightly louder. I don't really know what to play to demo this pedal, it's so different from what I normally play through. I think where this preamp would really shine is for 70s and early 80s hard rock, as well as a substitute for fuzz tones where you want just a bit more body and width to the sound than a fuzz pedal would normally give you. So I've done my best to come up with some decent riffs, and I hope you hear something that you like. Well, that was the Century preamp from Ghost Note Audio. It's available in our online store. We're offering worldwide shipping on all of our products, so go check it out on our website at ghostnoteaudio.uk. Thank you so much for watching.